Hello and welcome to my first GT Sport video. Today we'll be looking at a race that I did at Suzuka circuit with the MX-5s, which I believe is daily race C. I'll be starting at 3rd position with the blue MX-5 you clearly see on your screen right now. As you can also see, 4th position is for a Greek driver and 5th position is for a Danish driver. And they will be coming up quite a lot in this video. But as the title already reveals, the one that will play the most prominent role in this video is the Irish guy in 2nd position. So at the start I screw up my shifting, and going into the first corner you will see that the Greek guy already overtakes me. So going into the 2nd corner I'm already a position down in 4th. So through the S's is quite of a hard section to overtake anybody, so I'm just thinking of biding my time right now and just see what happens. So we're through the S's, then all the way this part, on our way to the follow through, is flat out. Still right on the tail of the Greek guy. Brakes slightly. I seem to be going off slightly here, but luckily I can recover there and don't lose too much time. So we go on to the hairpin and on our way through the spoon section for the first time. So here we go, behind spoon, and we look behind us and we see that we've kind of run away from the other guys. So now I'm still in 4th and we're actually in a 3-way battle for 2nd position. And here at the first chicane the Irish guy just gets bluntly punted off by the Greek guy, and quite a narrow re-entry for the Irish guy, which almost leads me to go off track, but I managed to recover. And this actually allows the 5th driver, Portuguese driver, to come up to the front and slightly push me off at the first corner. Here is the Irish guy already. So he pushes himself past me as well. Here I get a little bit problem with the oversteer, which luckily I'm able to catch. And now behind me there's a driver in the 6th position. And actually, if I'm not mistaken, we're kind of the front of a train of a whole lot of cars right now. So the South African driver comes to my inside and we're on our way to the follow through. Just brake a little bit, I'm still on the inside. I seem to be pushing him a little bit off, but then another British driver comes along and now we're under the bridge. So I'm kind of afraid that a lot of drivers are gonna try to push through right now. So let's see what the train is. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Oh no, we're not gonna count that one. So we're in a train of 7 guys and we're all the way in front. So the hairpin turn is quite the risky move. So I go on slightly on the defensive as we go through. And we're still 5th, so we're still the front of the train. So maybe we should look backwards and see where we are. Here's the next driver. He's a little too far away to attack me right now, so we're just gonna leave it to it and take the ideal line, or my ideal line, because I'm not really the expert driver. So here we go through spoon curve for the 2nd time and onto the straight. As you can see in front, somebody's serving a penalty over there. I am guessing it's the Greek guy. And as I'm looking at it, The next driver behind me is still a little bit too far away to attack me, although I'm not too sure whether he's within slipstream range. Here we go through the chicane for the second time. And actually, because the Greek driver and the Irish driver are fighting, we managed to drive within slipstream range of both of them. So now we're within slipstream range, and I'm thinking of overtaking the Greek guy. So we come through, and I'm thinking of going in the inside, but he blocks me off. For the first time, might I add. And here we go through the S's. Let's speed this up a little bit, because on the S's you can't really force anything. And now we're on our way to the follow through. Go under the overpass, and here we come to the hairpin. I'm thinking, yeah, this is a shot, but to be offensive, I needed to send it in, and I totally screw up my braking zone. So now we're through, and we're still in 5th position. Looking behind us, we're pretty far away from the Danish driver who's in 6th position, and he's not really in a position to catch up to me. Here we go, still behind the Greek driver. Let's just take the ideal line here, and on we go into the straight again. And here we can catch him. Going through the inside, but once again, the Greek driver managed to block off completely. So now we go through the follow through of this of the long straight on our way to the chicane. And here we're just gonna take it careful. I just bumped the Greek guy a little bit, and he does go off right now. And I'm really fortunate there that I don't get a penalty. After the chicane, I once again try to overtake him, but again he blocks us off. So at that point I'm like, yeah, well, let's just try to bump draft them and try to get away from the coupe behind, because the fighting that's going on right now is going to allow the group in the back to catch on to us. Which actually is happening, because after this corner, here he is, the Danish driver has caught up to us in 6th position, and now we're a group of 3 fighting for 4th. So we go through the S's again. Here we go through follow through. So here again, we're coming onto the hairpin. As you can see, the group behind is too far behind to pose any threat, so here we go through the hairpin again. Still the same 4, 5, 6. I'm just looking at it from the Danish driver's point of view, just to get a clear view of what's happening. But now on our way to the spoon curve, I have a moment of clarity, and suddenly I think maybe I can get in between. So here we go on the inside of the Greek driver. Coming out of spoon curve, he bumps us a little bit, and then we're onto the straight. But let's look at it again. This time from the Danish point of view. So we're coming in spoon curve, he goes out, but look at the Greek driver. So he bumps us a little bit, and then he goes out himself. He completely oversteers onto the track, and then loses time, of course, which allows me to get away, kind of. And Danish driver is still on top. He's probably very ecstatic that he's still within slipstream range of the Greek driver. So we're going through the second chicane, and by this time you can see that the Danish driver and the Greek driver are kind of in a fight between each other, so this allows me to get away. And as you can see right now, there the Greek driver goes off as a result of the Danish driver driving into him. Now the Greek driver, he must be pretty pissed right now. And here he completely misinterprets the first corner, and he goes off. completely in oversteer, and he drives off, so he won't be a threat no more at least. So let's go to the front again. So on through the S's, and we're still in 4th position with now only the Danish driver following us. But in front you can also see that we're slightly catching on to the Irish driver in 3rd position. So at this point I'm like, yeah, let's just drive what we can and see whether we can catch up, which we eventually do at the next lap. So we go on to the follow through. Looking behind, I can see that the Danish driver is nowhere to be found, so he doesn't pose a threat momentarily. And in front you can see that the driver in 2nd position, the Portuguese who overtook us at the beginning of the race, made a mistake there, so we're actually catching up to us, catching on to him actually. So we go through the hairpin again, and now I'm pretty ecstatic because as I thought this race was going to be a 4th position for me after all this squabble, getting kind of my hopes up that maybe I can get 2nd position here. I'm kind of catching on to those two, and I'm hoping that the fighting between the two is going to result in me catching on to them within slipstream range and being able to catch a position or two. So we go through the chicane again, once more into the breach, my friend. So now we're really within range of these two. So they're still fighting among each other, but we're in the S's now, and behind you can see there the Danish driver, he goes off in the 1st turn, so if he was at all a threat, he's not a threat anymore, like forever. So now we're a group of 3 fighting for 2nd, and I really caught on to these guys right now. So for the moment I'm just biding my time actually. We still have some time left, but now we're on to the follow through. And then coming out of the follow through, you should see to really check what happens. So we're coming here, the Portuguese driver goes on the inside of the Irish driver and hits him quite a little bit that the Irish driver goes a bit off, and I managed to catch the 3rd position at the expense of the Irish driver. But I guess that guy is pretty pissed off right now, because look at this here. Whoop, here he comes flying past. And I was kind of surprised there actually, so let's look at it from his perspective. So coming onto the hairpin turn and somehow completely misses his braking point and just go flying past me. I hope for his sake that wasn't deliberately, although it's pretty clear that he just wanted to take someone out. So now I'm in 3rd position. No threat from the back, so now we're fighting for 2nd, but actually this is the last lap and I'm kind of a bit far away to attack the Portuguese driver from this point. So we're coming through Spoon Curve for the last time onto the straight, and I'm not really gaining anything. So we're going onto the straight. I am within slipstream range though, so I'm catching him slightly. But it is all going to hinge on this last corner. We go through the follow through. And here's my last chance on the chicane. Taking it good on the inside. Make sure my exit's really good. So my exit is really good, but the Portuguese guy just covers the inside completely. And that's how we finish in 3rd position. So that's my first video. Thanks for watching and see you in the next video.